¿So qué es lo que? ¿Cómo te ha ido? Muy bien. ¡Ay, coño! ¡Ay, coño! Pero hacía tiempo que yo no te veo a ti, coño. Pero estoy tan linda como esa mondonguera. Señor, ¿le gusta? ¿Le gusta? ¿Le gusta? I'm telling you, I'm gonna bring these bitches back. Deja que yo me haga mi maquillaje heavy duty. A ver si no te va a encantar esa vaina. Coño, I'm gonna bring these bitches back, I'm telling you. Y cuando yo lo traiga para atrás, ustedes van a decir, diablo, pero esa Mayimba lo dijo. Esa Mayimba lo dijo, que she gonna bring it back. She gonna bring it back. Okay. So, señores, que lo va, mi gente. I know I've been ghost shit, man. I'm working like a mofo up in the bed. I'm working like a mofo, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, ¿qué es lo que mi gente? ¿Le gusta mi colita de chilindrina? ¿O sí? ¿Te gusta? A mí no me importa si te gusta o no, mamá huevaza, mamá coñaza. ¡Ay! ¡Ay! So, ¿qué es lo que, señores? So, today, I thought I'd do the fucking famous video everybody's waiting for. Y tengo que decirlo con fucking y todo, porque que, señores, there's some mother effing sensitive mother effers up in the motherfucking building acting like they on some other shit. You know what I mean? Like they on some other shit. You know what I mean? So, yo cogí, señora, let me tell you where this idea came from, okay? Because obviously I'm not the only one that thinks like this. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that think like me, and then there's a lot of people that don't think like me, that disagree with me. So chill with your sensitive shit. Let me get this motherfucking topic started, okay? So, el otro día yo cogí, loca, y yo me atreví, porque que la vaina es que la gente no entiende, que a mí no me importa 3 cojones lo que digan la gente, a mí no me importa, okay? No me importa, okay? So, yo cogí y puse en mi IG, puse un topic que it's a question that everybody wants to know. At least a lot of us want to know. And the famous question is, why do you consider yourself a lesbian if you are into studs or butches? Okay? Okay. This is a question that a lot of people want to know about, okay? A lot, okay, motherfuckers? Okay. So, yo, everybody, this is like, it caused a sensation on my motherfucking IG, okay? ¿Por qué? Porque, and coincidentally, yeah, I'm gonna point you bitches out. Coincidentally, all the bitches that got offended by the topic were actually dating studs. They're like, oh, pero como que, oh, are you questioning my sexuality? Oh, pero como mariba, but who are you to judge? Blah, 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 blah. So I'm like, oh, hold the fuck up. ¿Y qué es lo que pasa aquí? But like, ¿cuál es el problema? Okay, so before I answer the mother effing question that I have, okay, I'm gonna point out some facts for you sensitive fuckers, okay? First, fact number uno, okay? Fact numero uno is that I was not referring to just your everyday studs. There's a lot of different studs. And by the way, you sensitive mother effers that keep getting offended by the fact that, you know, that I say labels or stuff like that. Listen, labels were not created by moi. They were not created by me, but they are still used regardless by every fucking gay motherfucker there is. So chill the fuck out with that shit, okay? Labels exist regardless whether I put them, who puts them, who says them, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So, first of all, I was not referring to your normal studs. I am quite aware that there are different types of studs. There are the studs, ¿verdad? Que son las mujeres. There's the women that dress, you know, just like a boy, or there's tomboys that dress studs like a stud, and then there's, you know, there's some studs that dress like that just because it makes them feel more comfortable, you know. So that's understandable. I understand those type of studs, because those studs, that means that they, you know, they still want to, you know, they're still feminine. Like, regardless, they don't act like a nigga. They're still feminine. They just, and they're very clean cut, and they, you know, they have their long hair and all of that. I'm aware of that. You know, I understand those type of studs. Okay. I was not referring to those type of studs. I was referring to specifically, okay, and I'm not questioning the studs. Neither am I questioning the butches. I'm very aware that you guys are lesbians. I'm more referring to the studs that and the butches that actually want to be a nigga or play the nigga role in the relationship, you know, because that's one thing that fucking pisses me off the most is when somebody comes and be like, oh, you know, like, for example, for me and my girl, they'd be like, oh, who's the man in the relationship? There's no motherfucking man in the relationship. We're two women in love. That's it. There's nothing to it. Yes, I dress more feminine. She dresses STEMish, which is a mix between girly and sort of tomboyishy or something like that. So, but there's no man in the relationship. I'm a fucking lesbian. I'm not trying to be a dude, okay? So, entonces, ¿cómo se llama esta vaina? Entonces, back to being the whole stud thing. So there's the studs and the butches that try to, that think like a man, that act like a man, that walk like a man, that wear cologne, men cologne, that wear men clothes, that wear sports bras all the time, that I know it's comfort, relax, okay, and like, for example, there's some hardcore butches that like actually wear a strap on to go outside to the damn store, you know, that they actually wear the strap on every single day, like on a regular day basis type thing. Okay, that's the type of butch I'm talking about. Or, you know, like the studs that go all out and shave their head and get the little boy haircut and blah, 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 blah. Esa es la vaina que yo no entiendo. I understand where they're coming from. What I was referring to and why the topic even came up is the lesbians, in quotation mark, the so-called lesbians that date these studs and butches. That's what I was referring to the whole time. Because honestly, you cannot tell me, okay? You cannot tell me that you are into these types of females and consider yourself a lesbian. It's not possible. You are not a fucking lesbian. You're just not. Like, I don't care what you have to say. I don't care how you're going to try to defend yourself. By the time I'm done with this video, bitch, you're going to be confused yourself, because you're going to be like, oh, wait a second. Am I a lesbian or not? Oh, my God. Okay. So that's what's going to happen. Because, first of all, okay, you cannot tell me that you are into females. I mean, you can be bisexual. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that you're not gay. I'm just saying you're not a lesbian. You're a bisexual. Okay? You cannot consider yourself a lesbian if you are into women that act like niggas, dress like niggas, behave like niggas, and fuck you like niggas. There's no fucking way. That means that you're still holding on to this little bit of manpower in a way. You know what I mean? A little bit of manpower, and it's like, ew, like, that's not a female. That's not a full-out female. And I know most of you motherfuckers keep coming up with the excuse, oh, but she's still a woman under all those clothes. Well, fucking fact is that most of those lesbians, those studs and butches, don't like to be touched. They like to please. They like to give it. They like to put the strap on and rock a bitch. That's the reality of it. Most of them don't like to be touched. Like, you can't tell me you're fucking a woman when she don't even fucking let you finger her or let you do shit to her. That's like bullshit, okay? So that's one way to put it down, okay? And then it's like, most of you got offended, like I said, because most of you be like, oh, but, you know, like, she's still a girl under all that clothes. No, bitch. She don't see herself as a girl. She wants a fucking ding-a-ling to bim-a-ling. You know what I mean? That is not, you know, you can't consider yourself a lesbian. There's some lesbians, too, that or bisexuals. Let me clear myself, because you are a bisexual, okay? There are some bisexuals that be so into these studs and butches that they even call their girl daddy and papi and all this stuff. You are not a motherfucking lesbian! You're not a lesbian. I'm sorry, you're just not. I don't care what you have to say. You're not a lesbian. You know what I mean? You're not a lesbian. You know? And like I said, I've been with a stud, I've been with stems, and it's like completely different. You know what I mean? Like, I would say that my relationship didn't work out, in my past, because, like, at least with the stud, because I was like, oh my god, no, like, you're not girly at all. Like, I want a woman. You know what I mean? So it just, okay. So anyways, yeah, it's just, I don't even know what's the better way to put it to you. It's not like I'm saying, hey, for you to be considered a lesbian, you have to be, with a femme. That's not what I'm saying at all. Like, you motherfuckers got it twisted. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not telling you to go be with a female because that's the only way you'll be considered a lesbian. I'm not saying that at all. There's, like I said, there's different types of labels. But I am saying that if you are into, those types of women, the like hardcore studs and the butches, you're not a fucking lesbian. Like, stop considering yourself a lesbian, because that shit pisses me off. It pisses me off. Oh, there's this couple, actually. I'm whispering because my kids are sleeping and I think my wife is being nosy. There's this couple on IG. What the hell's their names? I can't even remember. But the girl's a model, and then her girl is like a straight up stud. That's it's fucking weird. She's a real femme, and her girl is a stud who does like striptease, right? She's a stripper, I think, or a dancer or something like that, in a male club, but for women. It's a little fucking weird. But, they consider them, I mean, the stud I understand, but the lesbian considers herself a lesbian. Bitch, you ain't no lesbian. Like, how are you gonna consider yourself a lesbian with a female dude that works in a male stripper thing, and if you see the girl looks like a straight up nigga. You know what I mean? So, like, where's the lesbianism there? I don't get it, because I'm pretty fucking sure that girl does not just lay there and get her shit, that is not gonna happen, because studs and butches are way too proud to even fucking sit there and get it. That is a fact. So there's no easier way to put this. I'm sorry for those of you who got offended, but reality is. Entonces, el otro día cogió una muchacha, que no voy a decir nombre, y ella cogió y me tiró un email y me dijo, mira, Marial, yo no sé lo que yo soy, porque ella me preguntó, me dijo, mira, Marial, yo tengo mi marido y tenemos un baby juntos, pero cada vez que yo veo a una stud, ¿verdad? A una stud, no es ni una mujer, a una stud, yo como que me vuelvo loca, como que, yo no sé, como que hay un swag de ella que me vuelve loca, que tío lo otro. If you think about it, you didn't come to me telling me you were attracted to a female. You were attracted to a woman that looked like a dude, And she was like, oh, pero no, yo no sé qué considerarme. Yo no sé si soy straight, si soy bisexual. I'm like, bueno, tú sabes que ella es una mujer, so tú te tienes que considerar bisexual. You gotta consider yourself a bisexual, because obviously you know that she's a lesbian and she's a woman. And she was talking about like all the shit that she would do to the woman. So I'm like, okay, you're obviously bisexual if you would even consider, doing something to a woman. Entonces ella no sabía, she didn't know what to like categorize herself as. That's basically a bisexual, because she's into the, the boyish part of a woman, not really the feminine part of a woman. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I know there's a lot of bitches that use the excuse of, oh, because I'm into studs and stems because they are aggressive and I like that aggressive side, blah 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 blah. That is bullshit. I hate when bitches use that excuse. Why? Because I'm a femme. I'm a super femme. I've stemmed it before. Y yo sé como esa vaina. Trust me. Porque cuando yo me pongo como una stem, if you've seen my previous videos as me as a stem, a mí se me entra, pero un maldito machismo del diablo. Que sí que I become a completely different person. I'm like, con un maldito swag y vaina que no hay quien me fucking pare. Y eso para mí, yo le llamo boygalicious. No. ¿Cómo es? Yeah, eso me invito, boygalicious. Boygalicious. Y esa es mi palabra, no me la robes, mamá huevas, que si te veo usándola vamos a tener fucking problema. Okay. Pues sí, eso es un maldito cuento, porque I honestly think that that's bullshit, because like I said, a femme, I'm a super femme, makeup, cuando me da la maldita gana, as you can see. Pero cuando, mira loca, cuando se trata de vaina de la casa, yo tengo los malditos pantalones y mi sifu allí lo sabe. Yo tengo los malditos pantalones porque mira, me pongo como una bitch, ¿ok? No, pero de verdad, you know, cuando se trata de la cama, olvídate mami que te parto. No, pero de verdad, déjeme dejar los juegos. Cuando se trata de, tú sabes, de la cama, de be, you know, like, esa maldita dura, esa tipa dura, esa soy yo. Todas las ex mías me dicen, ay, María, tú debiste ser un tigre, porque tú eres lo que... You know, porque a veces dicen que yo soy heartless y que me pongo como una bitch, que tilada. Yo soy como quien dice, como un muchacho. Si tú no me respetas, si tú me faltas respeto, si tú me vienes con vaina, porque ustedes las mujeres son el diablo, no me fucking jodan. A mí no me gusta que me jodan y ya. Y no me gusta cuando lloran tanto. Coño, qué vaina. ¿Tú ves? Por eso que ellas dicen que yo debí ser un tigre. Pero, como te dije, tú me entiendes, yo me he visto como una mujer, pero como yo actúo como un maldito tigre, most of the time. So, no, a veces. Bueno, ahí lo dejé, señores. Si ustedes quieren hablar plebla, hablen lo que les den la maldita gana. Porque hay mucha gente que piensan como yo. Y el que no piense como yo, porque se vaya para la pinga. ¿Ok? Ok. Ya, aquí voy a terminar el video. Después yo voy a ver si hago otro video. Pero de eso se trata, señores. No, don't get all offensive on my ass. You know, I speak the truth, man. Bueno, bye. Like it? You like my gel? You like my gel? Ay, pero tú estás chula. Ay, deja el coro.